Hey everyone, another video. We've got a Nissan Juke. We've got a large area on the rear for blending. We've got a new door, a damaged front wing, but we're going up over the A-pillar. So what we're going to do is we're going to blend over that and then lacquer out the core at the same time. It just makes a nicer job for the customer, and I hope you enjoy it. Here we go then. We have the Nissan Juke. You'll see I've got a couple of guns. I've got a GTI Pro Light with a T110 air cap. That's a 1.2. And I have my 1.3 Qualcomm HTE base, which I absolutely love. I think the file was corrupt for doing the wet and wet of this door. It had all kinds of crazy pink lines going through it. So obviously I've wet and wetted the brand new door, but we don't have any footage of that. But it's the same, you know, as the other videos I've done. I've done a few of these now with the wet and wet. I was using my Slim X 1.3, and you just give it a real good coat everywhere. And if you're not sure, follow your technical data sheets. That's what they're there for. Guys get paid quite a lot of money to put those data sheets together, and I'm surprised not as many people read them. You know, that's what they're there for, if you're not sure of what you're doing. And I'm just coming in, like I said before, the insides of the doors are just as important as the outside. Obviously on some, a lot of it's hidden, but you're not saving much paint. There'll be a few pence, so just do the inside of the door same as you do the outside. Just get it right. It's a better job for yourself and a better job for the customer as well, just making sure that it's all exactly how it should be. You'll notice as well, I'm very, very keen on the edges. Make sure you get them all. And we're coming in again here with the Standox, Stando Blue. I was asked in the comments about Stando Blue. The message disappeared, but Stando Blue is just their water-based version of their base coats, really, as far as I know. And we're just putting on our first coat. It's sort of roughly 75-80% coverage. You're not trying to cane it on here. You're not wanting it too wet. And then when we come back in with the second coat, which is, it's not your drop coat, but it is your effect coat. You need to come back in. You want to achieve full hiding of the wet and wet primer. But you'll see I'm a lot further away from the panel now, a lot slower, and just making sure that it is how I want it to be when it's finished, because when this dries, that's it with the Stando Blue. It's the same as Spies High Tech, if anyone's ever used that. It's the same thing. So getting my this is a blending clear. Essentially it's a transparent base coat, and we're using that as a wet bed. It's going to help us blend in this silver. That's a silvery grey. Not sure of the paint code. I've completely forgot. It's done this job a few weeks back. But you'll see we've got that. Didn't really need to go into the quarter panel, but because we're blending up the A-pillar, we thought it's, for how small that quarter panel is, it's the same thing. To not lacquer that out and have to polish in, you know, fade out on the top of that roof rail area, there was no point. We'll just lacquer it. It's going to be a nicer job for us, nicer job for the customer, and yeah, it's all good. You see I'm just dropping my pressure here. I think it was around 1.5 bar. I'm just experimenting the one of the Standox videos on YouTube. This is the way they recommended to do it, on a similar colour. Drop it to 1.5 bar and do the blend first, then crank it back up and do your, I suppose, the rest of the blend really. Do the blend area first and then put the full colour back on. You see, back up to 2 bar now. Now put the full colour on that edge of the door. where the new front door meets it. So just coming in again with a second coat, and you can see it's really good. I've been getting great results with the spectrometer. Basically it's a colour camera that reads the colour of the car and it gives us a colour match. And so far I don't think I've had a match under 92% accuracy, so I'm really happy with what we're doing here. I do believe, if I remember correctly, I could still see the blend slightly, but we'll get to that in a minute. Just coming in with my second coat, my effect coat here. Again, just checking, always looking. The little look on the edge of that door. It was drying real quick in that area. I wasn't sure if it was covered or not. But that's why I've got my colour match torch as well. I always get that out every job. I don't film it every single time, but I do like to turn the lights off and have a look. So you can see I wasn't happy with the blend. It looks alright on the camera, to be fair, but you could sort of see it on an angle, like a 45-degree angle. If you were looking down the car, you could see it. So what I've done is I've put the blender that I was using in the GTI Pro Light, and I've put that into base coat, roughly 50-50, and I'm just doing like a traditional drop coat over the top, just to make sure that I've got, you know, good hiding. You see I'm standing on that 45-degree angle now and just checking. You can see as well, I'm barely putting anything on this panel. Very, very light coat, just to check. The thing is, it's much easier to sort these things out now than it is to do them after, you know, to lacquer it and then be like, oh, this, you know, you can still kind of see it, and then have to, you know, blow the door back in, re-prep it. It's a nightmare. Always check before you clear, and then if everything's right, you're good to go. As we can see, lacquer gun on the go is the 1.2 HTE Clear from Qualcomm, and I've had a bit of a dilemma with the guns at the minute. I really enjoy the Qualcomm Geo, which is also 1.2, but with this lacquer, the K9950 from Standox, I'm favouring the HTE Clear at the minute. It's a little bit quicker than the Geo, so having that little dilemma. I do think I'm probably going to carry on using the HTE Clear. This lacquer, the K9950, it's a 3-to-1 mix and 5% reducer, so it's a little thicker, and it doesn't spray as fast through the Geo, which is why I've gone onto the HTE. Here I am contradicting myself as well. I started at the back of the booth there. I don't think it matters so much with lacquer, but it's not the point. I'm preaching I start at one end, and I've not done it this time. Caught myself out. But this first coat of clear, I'm just doing a nice a full closed coat. This is the thing as well, like, we used to call them like grip and rip, and people were dusting it on and it's not wet enough. It has to be a closed coat. You can see on the quarter there you go, it wasn't quite wet enough. You want it to be a full film, like I said, closed coat. You don't want any of the dry bit underneath showing through, and then after a couple of minutes you can come back in with a full wet coat. This is really where you really get your gloss. Obviously, you want to get it as nice as possible here. I really go for not a glass finish, but as close to a glass finish as possible while it's still got a bit of texture. I mean, I've always said that I'm a bit of a tart. I want it to be as good as possible now, and as clean as possible, and then that way it minimises the time I have to polish. You can be a bit conservative sometimes with clear coat, and you know, if you get an orange peely area, it's a lot more buffing for me. It's a lot more hard work than it needs to be, so I do push the limit sometimes with the clear, and obviously a result of that is getting runs. But you've got to know your limits. You've got to figure out what you can and can't do with your particular clear coat. They're not all the same. Not all gun setups the same. You can see I'm going quite fast here over the top, just getting it how I want it to look. But like I say, that saves me time, and I've said it in loads of videos now. The couple of minutes in here checking and making sure everything's how I need it to be, it saves me a bunch of time outside the booth. It's a quick denib and a quick turnaround, and allows me to get onto the next job a lot quicker. Again, another really fast one over the top of that there. You can see the reflection. This car came out really nice. Am I blowing my own trumpet enough? I hope not. But again, it's one of them things. I do take pride in my work. I enjoy painting, so you know, the better I can do these jobs, the easier it makes my life. You can see here on the front of this door, nice and slow, controlled, watching what I'm doing. And I think I've got my my fluid on here. It's only like 3 turns out. It's not a lot. That's just how I favour this gun. How I found it's working for me, and it's producing the same result every time. So I'm not going to change it. I'm going to keep getting the same results every time. I'm just going to keep everything the same. Again, a little fast one over the top. Beautiful. Just checking the inside of the door there, and the top edge. Again, using the glove. It's not always easy to get up and over the top and see that it's glossy in there. Excuse me. And then the insides of the door, I typically give them just one good coat. We're not in there polishing, we're not taking any material off, so we just give it a good one on the inside. Getting awfully close to the end of the pot there, not much left. Hashtag no waste. But again, the inside of the door, nice and clean. It's got to be just as good as the outside. And if you're still with me in the end of this video, and you've managed to put up with me waffling on for the past 15-20 minutes, I'd like to thank you all. And if you haven't subscribed and you're getting value from this content, if you don't mind sticking or hitting the subscribe button, however they say now these days, it would really help me. Helps YouTube show my videos to more people. But I'd like to thank you all for watching, and hope you get some value out of these. And if you've got any suggestions or any questions or anything, stick them in the comments. I'm more than happy. I suppose if you look through them, you'll see I answer every single one, so excuse me, just stick your questions in the bottom and I'll get back to you. There we go again, little look over, check in. But it's all good, it's come out nice again, another nice job. So thank you all for watching.